Okay, this is Mr. Peterson, and we're on the last section of the 2.1 notes. This is page 4. So on example 6, we're supposed to generate 5 points, and the points should be shown in a way that you could graph them using the rule. In this case, the rule would be square the number and subtract 8. In other words, x squared minus 8. So we're first asked to find g of 4, which simply means use 4 for the x value. So if you type in 4 here, you get 4 squared minus 8 is 16 minus 8, and that gives 8. So our input value, we started with 4 and we ended with 8, and you can see that we've got an x value of 4 and a y value of 8 that could be graphed. Now we're supposed to randomly pick other numbers here, so we're going to put in a 6, and when you square 6 and subtract 8, you end up with 28. So 628 is another point, and we're supposed to find a grand total of 5 of these points. So here's how you type in g of negative 5, meaning use x, negative 5 for the x, and you can see that results in 17. And then 2 more examples here, one with a fraction and one with 0 in it. And we end up with these 5 points. These are random points. There's no reason you couldn't have picked other values for x. Okay, the next section here, we are given 3 definitions. If you're dealing with p of x, you're going to subtract the number from 12. If you're dealing with q of t, you're going to square the number, multiply by negative 2, and add 5. And finally, r of n, you'll take the number and multiply it by 3/4 before you add 10. So let's start out with q of 4, meaning you're going to take this function right here and you're going to use a 4 for the t value. So let's see what that looks like here. 4 squared is 16. That would be your starting point. And there's the rest of the calculations. So q of 4 is negative 27. That means that on this graph, 4 comma negative 27 would be one of the points. Okay, and when we get to the next one, it says r of 28. Let me pick up the right tool. R of 28, so that means we're going to be using this definition, and we're going to put a 28 for the n. So let's see what this gives us. Plugging in 28 times 3/4 gives 21, and 21 plus 10 is 31. Okay, on the next one here, we're doing p of 6.2, meaning we're going to be using this function, and we're going to put a 6.2 for the input value. So in this case, all you do is take 12 minus 6.2, which gives 5.8. Hang on, that was premature. Okay, example D, you want q of 3 plus p of 7. So this function actually is a combination of 2. It's going to put a 3 into this one and a 7 into this one. And let's see where that leads us. All right, the first round here, you're going to do a 3 for the t in the q, and then if you look at the back half of this thing, you can see this is p of 7 there, and the other part of it is q of 3. All right, and just calculating the rest of it here gives negative 8 for your answer. Okay, let me kind of highlight what we're doing on this one. We're going to put a 0 into the r function, so we're going to put a 0 up there. Then we'll subtract 7, and down on the bottom you want to take q of 1, which means you're going to be putting a 1 where it says t there. You'll replace the t with a 1 is what that means. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. I've got it all written out here. R of 0, let me run you through there. 3/4 times 0 plus 10, that would be 10. Minus 7 is from here, and then q of 1 would be, let's see here, 1 squared times negative 2 plus 5. 1 squared times negative 2 is negative 2, and then negative 2 plus 5 is 3. So we get 3 over 3, which is 1. Okay, and the last one on the notes here, drum roll, is going to be, you got to think of it as 3 times the value of p of 8 minus 5 times the value of q of 1 minus r of 0 divided by 5. So p of 8, let's see what that is. 12 minus 8 would be 4. So this will be 3 times 4 when we're done here. And q of 1, we did that one already. I think we got a 3 when we put a 1 in there. So it'll be 5 times 1. R of 0, if you can see if you put a 0 in for the end there, you get a 10. So it's going to be 10 over 5. So when you put it all together here, it looks like this. And that does it for us. We're done with the notes for section 2.1 in Algebra 2. And I hope this format is helpful to you. And you can kind of take it at your own pace and fill these in correctly.